all Minnesota Vikings 2021 free agents. Who stays and who goes? So first, let's start with our starters. I mean, I did one of these episodes last year, and I talked about Eric Wilson. I said Eric Wilson, or there was a thing going on. Eric Wilson, he was a restricted free agent last year. Now he is an unrestricted free agent. They placed a second round tender on him, and now he played under that tender. Well, Eric Wilson had an amazing season with the Vikings. I mean, he was possibly our best defensive player in 2020. I mean, Eric Hendricks obviously got injured. Harrison Smith was our best. I don't know what I'm saying. Eric Wilson was our second best, though, because of Eric Hendricks' injury. Eric Wilson had a huge season with the Vikings, and in all honesty, okay, so first off, they need to keep Eric Wilson. Vikings have got to keep Eric Wilson. What are we going to do with Anthony Barr? I do not know. We don't need Anthony Barr. All right, if the Vikings can trade away Anthony Barr, that would be huge. We don't need Anthony Barr. He had a couple good seasons with the Vikings, a couple great seasons, actually. But again, since then, he just hasn't looked great. Vikings are in a lot of bad cap scenario. If we can hold on to Eric Wilson, a younger version of Anthony Barr, and just keep him instead, that would be huge. So first off, first move, just keep Eric Wilson. And then another starter, Anthony Harris. I've had a whole episode, a whole segment talking about this Anthony Harris. Vikings cannot hold on to Anthony Harris. We can't afford him. He's not worth it. Once again, 0 interceptions in 2020. I mean, we don't have his replacement yet, so that's the only thing holding us back. I would love to see Anthony Harris still be here. We don't have his replacement. We're going to have to find his replacement. But once again, Vikings cannot afford Anthony Harris. I mean, we are in bad cap scenario, and I just don't see it happening. Anthony Harris, I wish him luck, whatever team he goes to. Vikings, just don't keep Anthony Harris. You have other needs on the team. Jaleel Johnson, number 3. Jaleel Johnson, he was a starter. Does he look like a starter? No. Jaleel Johnson does not look like a starter in the NFL. Of course, you can give him another contract to use him as a backup because we do have Michael Pierce coming out. Assuming that he does not opt out another season, we have Michael Pierce. We still have Shamar Stephen. Shamar Stephen will probably be here only one more year. Just keep Jaleel Johnson. I mean, he's not a great player, but once again, use him as a backup for now. Afadi, okay. Vikings fans love Afadi Odenigbo. And it's probably because of his name. I feel like that makes it even better. And then also, he was people love undrafted free agents. Again, do we keep Afadi Odenigbo? Because he had an awful season. I mean, Afadi did not look good at all. I think he started all 16 games. I might be wrong about that, but I think Afadi did start all 16 games. Only got like 4 sacks in the season. He is not a defensive end. He is way too slow to play defensive end. Just use him as an interior pass rusher. There's no reason to have Afadi Odenigbo still here. But once again, we struggle at the defensive end position. But we have Everson coming back. We have Danielle Hunter coming back. And DJ Wanham is coming on his second year. We don't need Afadi. In fact, you don't have to pay him very much. Just pay him as an interior pass rusher. All right? He looked good as a backup defensive end. As a starting defensive end, he does not deserve to be on the depth chart as a defensive end number 1. We don't need him another season. We could keep Afadi Odenigbo, I guess, use him as a backup and whatever. But once again, it's not a big need for the Vikings when you look at this cap scenario. Dakota Dozier. All right, I've talked about Dakota Dozier. He's gone. This man is going into his 30s, and he shouldn't even be in the NFL. There is no reason to keep Dakota Dozier. I know we have no replacement right now, but anybody's better than Dakota Dozier. We do have his replacement. I guess if we have Riley Reiff here another season, we can use Ezra Cleveland as a left guard. Dakota Dozier played an awful season, and there's no reason to keep him another season. I don't care what you pay him. There's no reason to have him another season. He probably won't even be in the NFL next year, if I'm going to be honest. Dakota Dozier, he's done. All right, and then we move on to Chad Bibi. I have been a huge fan of Chad Bibi ever since the 2019 season. He got injured, and I was loving what I saw from Chad Bibi. As a special teams returner, you got to move on from Chad Bibi. But as a slot wide receiver, keep Chad Bibi because he is an X factor for this Vikings team. On third down, we see them go to Chad Bibi often, and he looks good out there. I mean, he's making plays from the slot. He got 2 receiving touchdowns in the 2020 season as a wide receiver 3. I love what I see from Chad Bibi, and I would like to see him still with the Vikings, and they're going to hold on to him. I don't see anybody else trying to snag Chad Bibi from us. Vikings are going to hold on to Chad Bibi. He's a big player for the Vikings. Backups, Mike Boone. All right, I've loved Mike Boone. I love our entire running back group. Vikings have such a good running back group. Of course, we have Dalvin Cook, one of the best in the NFL. Alexander Madison, second-year player out of Boise State. We have those 2 guys right there. And then we have Mike Boone, obviously CJ Ham, who is mostly a blocking player. And then we also have Amir Abdullah. Our running back group is so good. But we don't need Amir Abdullah. I'll say that right now. We'll get into that. Mike Boone, though. I love Mike Boone. I love him as a special teams guy. I love him as a running back. I love him as a receiver. Hold on to Mike Boone. He's a good running back 3. And you should hold on to Mike Boone. Do what you can. Amir Abdullah, we're going to talk about him next. Amir Abdullah, we don't want him. But we might need him. Amir Abdullah is a player who, yes, he got 2 receiving touchdowns in the season, both against his former team. But once again, we might need to hold on to him because we have no special teams returner. I mean, he's the best guy we got. You saw how bad these special teams returners are. Chad Bibi, KJ Osborne. We saw CJ Ham even be a special teams returner in 2019. That did not go very well either. I mean, Amir Abdullah is our best guy we got. Can we swing on another rookie and use them? Can we take someone from free agency? Maybe. But we got to admit, he's the best guy we got, so we might need him. Although, I don't want to have him still on the roster. I just want to see a good special teams returner because the Vikings have not had a good special teams in, 5 years? I would like to see a better special teams in 2021. Rashad Hill. Rashad Hill is a player that I have been a huge fan of. Rashad Hill is that guy who adds the depth to the Vikings offensive line that you need. When we have a player like Riley Reif get COVID or Brian O'Neill get injured, I love to have Rashad Hill out there. I know Rashad Hill is going to do his job. I know he's going to hold his own. I love Rashad Hill. Vikings should hold on to Rashad Hill. He adds depth to the Vikings offensive line, and I would love to see more of Rashad Hill. Bring back Rashad Hill. Bring back Brett Jones. Brett Jones, I think he's an unrestricted free agent. I think he is. Bring back Brett Jones as well. Those are both depth pieces on the Vikings offensive line. Sean Mannion. All right, we know how I feel about Sean Mannion. We got to move on. I mean, they gave Nate Stanley another contract. We have Jake Browning. There is anybody you can use who is better than Sean Mannion. Now, we saw Sean Mannion play in 2019. I think it was week 17 against the Bears. We saw Sean Mannion in preseason. When have you seen him and said that this is an NFL quarterback? I mean, there is no reason to have Sean Mannion. The only reason why Sean Mannion is still in the NFL is because Kirk Cousins likes him, because they're good friends or whatever. Why would you want your backup quarterback to be good friends with your quarterback one? Wouldn't you want them to be playing for the job? I mean, you need a quarterback two who is going to push Kirk to his full potential. You need a quarterback two who is playing for Kirk's job, not a good friend. There's no reason to have Sean Mannion. Nate Stanley would play for Kirk's job more than Sean Mannion is. You need someone who is going to push Kirk, so he has to play good. He has to play to his full potential so he can keep his job. You don't want your quarterback two just be a good friend with your quarterback one. You want him to play for a job. You want him to be looking at that position and wanting to be a starter quarterback. There's no reason to have Sean Mannion here. I'm not a fan of him at all. I mean, knowing the Vikings, they'll give him another 1-year deal because why not? But once again, just activate break. It's not like you don't have a different backup quarterback. I mean, you have Nate Stanley, you have Jake Browning. You have just about anybody can be better than Sean Mannion. He shouldn't even be in the NFL, let alone quarterback two. I just don't understand it. Vikings got to move on from Sean Mannion. Let me know what y'all think. Do the Vikings hold on to these guys? Because I think most of these are not very debatable. I mean, Vikings can't keep Anthony Harris. Do we keep Afadio Denebo? That's actually a big one. Jaleel Johnson. Again, do we keep Jaleel Johnson? Mike Boone, Amir Abdullah. What do we do with the running back group? And Sean Mannion. I mean, I think we all can agree Sean Mannion.